Good morning, everyone. It's been a while since we posted any content.
It certainly has.
And we got a bit slack. It was not our intention. We intended to post a lot more content about goings on around the farm. And time got away from us and it fell by the wayside. But recently, we've had a lot of rain here in North Queensland, which has forced us inside because a lot of the jobs that we needed to do were quite weather dependent. So we got to watching other people's YouTube farming videos, and that inspired us to get cracking and start making our own again. So anyway, we're down on the farm today and the weather is not too bad. As you can see, it is a little bit grey. We have had rain recently, so everything is still a little bit soggy, but there's no rain at the moment. The sun is trying to break through. So we're trying to crack on with pruning our jackfruit trees. These jackfruit trees that we've got here this side are on trellising, which ultimately we want to try and get away from. We found that the trellising, it was too dense. So we ended up actually having to take out jackfruit trees off this trellis system to allow the remaining trees to be a little bit more open. The pruning is insane.
They're just too vigorous.
With trellised tropical fruit. Not all, some tropical fruit trees will work well on trellising, but we've certainly found that the jackfruit's not so much. So we're going to go back to the more traditional style of growing the trees, which we will show you in an upcoming video. But for now, Ian is busy pruning away the trellis trees. He's almost finished with the trellis jackfruit trees, so this is the last one. And what he's actually doing, I'll just flip my camera around. He's actually throwing all the prunings that he's got just into the interrows. And then we'll come along after that and we will mulch those with our new mulcher, which we're super excited about. And we'll throw the mulch back onto the trellises. And that seems to be working a lot better than just throwing these prunings onto the trellises, which takes forever to break down. But today, Ian is pruning with, what are they called? Infacos?
Yes.
Infaco?
Battery pruners.
Infaco battery pruners.
What a godsend.
Yeah, they have been an absolute godsend compared to hand pruners, which we were using previously. We invested in, it is well worth the investment in these.
I would say from how long it took me to doing it by hand to using these, it's probably worth two people in time wise.
Yeah.
Saves so much time. The only drawback is I don't know how waterproof it is for the really heavy rain that we get up here. So can only do it, or I only do it on days that it isn't raining or raining heavy.
So the pruners are actually, they're battery operated. So the battery pack sits there on that little waistcoat. And
God, this will last all day, all day.
From a safety aspect, when we first bought the pruners, do you want to tell everybody what happened?
No, because I made a mistake.
So they come with a glove, right?
A metal glove that has a wire that goes round and attaches in line with this.
You really need some new shirts.
You worked me too hard. Anyway, one day I was rushing to try and beat the rain. My hand was down here. Normally I would thread that wire up the sleeve or up the back and then down the sleeve to keep it out of the way. But I was rushing, I hadn't put it there, and I went and it cuts straight through the wire.
So what's the purpose of the glove?
The glove, if you touched your left hand with the metal of the pruners, it wouldn't close. So it stops you from cutting your fingers off. As I understand
Which is not why he's got a plaster on that finger, by the way.
The new one, the latest model, has something built into the trigger, and it works off the moisture on your hands. And if you don't therefore need a glove anymore, if you just touch it, it will stop it from working. And that's going to be the next investment, because for this one I'm going to get an extension pole to make cutting the height way easier. Anyway.
So there you go. So they should really be used with the safety mechanism.
Well, but this is how easy it works. This is how easy it goes through. Just how cool is that? Rather than trying to get sort of loppers in, and yeah,
it's far easier on your hands
and faster.
And yeah, the thickness of it's a better cut too, because with the thick branches, if you're trying to struggle with hand pruners or loppers, you tend to get a really awful ragged cut. So it's been really good for that.
And I broke a pair of loppers trying to do big branches as well. So this is mainly about trying to open up, get some light in, some airflow. So you can get carried away and cut too much. It's so easy. What I've learned, I think. And with the jackfruits, you want to get your nice, young, fresh shoots coming, because they are the ones that will carry the male flowers. So, put that away. Male flower, pretty much the same shape as a female, but the stalk is long and thin rather than short and stumpy. And sometimes people, without realizing, think that these are the fruiting, and they panic when they dry up and turn brown like that. That's just the male flower dropping off. But here you go. See the difference here? Although the shape is quite similar, it's basically the stalk. Stalk is quite thin.
So that's a jackfruit forming.
But it's a fruit. And fruit is good. This one here is, these are male flowers, but looking at the thickness here, this one could quite possibly end up turning into fruiting wood as well. So yeah, let the light in, which stimulates the flowering and the fruiting. Open them up to stop, reduce the humidity. Airflow will get better. It reduces the humidity, which in the tropics reduces disease. Way better, and it looks nicer. Right.
So there you go. We will keep pruning the rest of this trellis, and then I think the plan after that is to go and start pruning the freestanding jackfruits that we've started to switch over to. So we'll do another video just showing how we're gonna start growing them and the difference. Yeah, and then probably tomorrow, if the rain holds off, we will probably bring the mulcher down and start mulching all of these cuttings and throw them back on the trellis.
All right, see you later.
Bye for now.